Consumption of sugary drinks raises risk of irregular heartbeats by up to 20%. Study. Excessive consumption of sweetened drinks has been linked to a higher risk of an irregular heart rhythm condition that can end up causing stroke or heart failure, according to a recent study. The peer-reviewed study, published in the Circulation, Arrhythmia and Electrophysiology journal on March 5, investigated how the consumption of sweetened beverages is linked to atrial fibrillation and irregular heart rhythm. The condition can result in blood clots in the heart. It raises the risk of heart failure, stroke, and other heart-related issues. The study looked at the genetic data of more than 200,000 individuals as well as their 24-hour diet. Researchers found that consuming more than 2 liters of sugar-sweetened beverages and artificially sweetened beverages per week was associated with an increased risk of AF. Among those who drank such quantities of ASB weekly, the risk of atrial fibrillation was 20% higher. The risk was 10% higher among people who drank SSB. Consuming 1 liter or less of pure fruit juice per week, like 100% orange or vegetable juice, was linked to an 8% lower risk of the illness. The authors made it clear that they could not confirm whether sweetened drinks cause atrial fibrillation. However, the consumption of SSB and ASB may predict AF risk beyond traditional risk factors, they stated. Our study's findings cannot definitively conclude that one beverage poses more health risk than another due to the complexity of our diets and because some people may drink more than one type of beverage, said lead study author Ningjian Wang, a researcher at the Shanghai Ninth People's Hospital, according to a March 5 news release from the American Heart Association which published the journal. However, based on these findings, we recommend that people reduce or even avoid artificially sweetened and sugar-sweetened beverages whenever possible. Do not take it for granted that drinking low-sugar and low-calorie artificially sweetened beverages is healthy. It may pose potential health risks. The data of subjects involved in the study came from the UK Biobank. The study reviewed 201,856 individuals enrolled in the biobank between 2006 and 2010, who were followed up for almost 10 years. During this period, there were 9,362 cases of atrial fibrillation among the participants. Researchers identified a gender difference in beverage consumption. Participants who consumed more artificially sweetened beverages were more likely to be female. In contrast, those who consumed more sugar-sweetened beverages were more likely male. ASB consumers were more likely to be younger, have a higher body mass index, and a higher prevalence of type 2 diabetes. SSB consumers were prone to be younger, have a higher body mass index, a higher prevalence of heart disease, and lower socioeconomic status. Smoking was identified as a potential risk factor. Smokers who drank more than 2 liters per week of sugar-sweetened beverages having a 31% higher risk of AFib, whereas no significant increased risk was noted for former smokers or people who never smoked. Ms. Wang pointed out that the relationship between atrial fibrillation risk and sugary beverages may prompt the development of new prevention strategies by considering decreasing sweetened drinks to help improve heart health. All researchers who took part in the study are associated with Chinese institutions. They were from the Shanghai Jiaotong University School of Medicine, Zhejiang University, and University of Shanghai for Science and Technology. In addition, one of these researchers was associated with Uppsala University in Sweden. Sugar drinks and health concerns. Several other studies have shown sugary drinks linked with health issues. An August 2023 study of almost 100,000 postmenopausal women found that those who consumed 1 or more servings of sugar-sweetened beverages per day had significantly higher rates of liver cancer and chronic liver disease mortality. It pointed out that approximately 65% of adults in the United States consume sugar-sweetened beverages on a daily basis. Consumption of sugary drinks has been linked to weight gain. This is because the manufacturers usually add large amounts of fructose, a type of sugar, to sweeten the drinks. Fructose neither stimulates a feeling of fullness nor lowers the hunger hormones in the body as glucose does. As such, when a person drinks a sugary beverage, they usually end up adding all these calories from fructose on top of their regular calorie intake. A 2016 review of multiple studies on sugary drink consumption found that there was a positive association between the intake of such beverages and the risk of obesity, especially among overweight children. The consumption of too many sugary drinks can end up overloading the liver with fructose, which is then turned into fat. Excessive fructose consumption can lead to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. According to a 2017 study, consuming too much fructose is linked to the release by the liver of several key mediators, leading to alterations in the communication between the liver and the gut muscles and adipose tissue, and to disease aggravation. Regular intake of sugary drinks can make the cells in the body become less resistant to insulin, which could then force the pancreas to produce even more insulin, leading to a surge in insulin levels in the blood. This is called insulin resistance and is seen as the initial step towards type 2 diabetes, as well as other issues like heart disease,